Good evening and welcome to A Death of the Dark Crusade, Season 2. A carriage has it's left a while ago. One person's gotten off and the carriage has continued. The two people inside have been instructed to, do a couple of things. But yeah, they're on their way, and one solitary figure is moving towards, a place that is well hidden. This person, clad in armor, is holding a stone of sandstone, and on top of it is, something. A tablet with an inscription in with a weird language. Ancient language. This person is Sister Madeline. She's moving with purpose through the thorns, and different weird fauna of this place. And, she enters the grove. And she's waiting. She's hoping that a certain someone is here.
Funny enough, a certain someone you are waiting for is not actually here. In fact, the grove is now largely empty. There is very little evidence of activity. It appears that the cult here has largely moved on, although there is signs of their passing. In the shrine to the Dark Mother, the 3 tomes that were embedded into its base, however, has since been removed. Only dirt and dust remain there now, and even the flora appears to be less colourful, less vivid and chaotic. It's not that it is normal, it is still highly abnormal, but it is almost as if it is slowly returning to some degree of normalcy. The only thing that would perhaps be noteworthy to you is that there are no signs of footprints, trails in and out of the grove. It is there is no sign of human passing. The only evidence of human passing is towards the lake.
She'll go over to it.
Let's head on over to the lake. A figure that you have not seen before steps out from the shadows from behind a tree. They appear to be wearing a fairly holy garb, almost as if they were some sort of bishop or Catholic cardinal. But
Madeline tries to hold her disgust to a minimum.
They are clearly not human. Their eyes are sunken. Their skin is almost as pale as a bone. Their nose somewhat deformed. Their teeth not supernaturally sharp, but almost as if all of them were incisors meant to rend and tear. Apart from a few molars you can see at the back, it's slightly deformed. The cheekbones are also hollowed out, leaving a face that looks almost as a skull does, with a thin sheet of flesh over it. As you stare into the more of this figure, you see their vampiric fangs, but they're highly unlike your own. they're not straight, and they don't really resemble large, uh, large or sharper incisors. They're not the traditional vampiric fangs. Uh, these fangs are hooked. They are bent and curvaceous and a bit thicker.
Madeline curtsies. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Aldekil. I take it you are Madeline.
I am.
One you understand has mourned for since passed from this place. I have merely been keeping an eye out for our organization since, to ensure that nobody outside yourself discovered this place. And have to take it that you had a young gangrel with you here once.
I did. But alas, there is call for willing servants, those who are willing to learn, to suffer, and to enjoy. He was not.
No, I take it he was not. Otherwise, he would be here with us.
Quite so.
He was, however, quite fortunate that he turned away when he did. Otherwise, he would have unilaterally signed his death warrant. In fact, he may still have done so. But I have not seen him intrude any further since that fateful meeting. So perhaps he is a dog we can let lie. I'd rather not make an unnecessary mess. But I'm sure you're wondering why I'm here and why your friends are not.
Well, she looks to the rock, just on on the ground. I was set a task upon my life. If I did not complete it, I could understand that my final death would be attacked. But here it is. My task is complete.
Ah, two birds with one stone. You complete your task while also answering why I'm here. He takes the. Do you hold out the tablet for him?
No, she will hold the stone up where it's lying on, and she will say, you will know that you should not touch it directly, yes?
Yes, I'm aware. You see the clay tablet moved from its makeshift stone pedestal through a force that is unseen to your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
As it slowly heads towards him, and he wraps it in thick red linen. One moment. He wraps it in thick red linen. Do you want to make me a perception occult roll?
Do I want to? Do I have to? No, I'm
Yes.
5 successes, I think.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, I didn't actually set up this thing. What do I roll?
Oh, right. I rolled an extra dice roller. Sorry. I'm going to do it again.
What? Yeah. One sec. Let me set up and dice roll a 3.
I rolled an Elwad, so yeah. Oh, the roll is an extra dice roller. Elwad. Or do you just want to roll?
We'll roll in dice roll a 3. We'll just cut that roll out.
Fair enough.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
You get 1 success though, so you can tell because you are quite experienced in the ways of blood sorcery. You can definitely tell that this linen is it's not just thick red linen. There is a moment where you think, is he trying to shield himself from physically touching the item? And you do notice to an extent to be true. But more importantly, you see a symbol on the inside of the linen that he wraps it in. And you quickly come to understand that it is warded.
Ah.
This should contain it for now. But I will need to take it to our brethren down under. I'm sure you understand. There are those who are quite well versed in the demonic arts among our kind, not to serve them, but to destroy them.
And if you will allow it, I will accompany you.
He considers this. I do not see why not.
Secrecy is of the utmost. I've convinced people, well, I have told at least 2 people of some standing. My plan was to take the item and travel as far as I could away, hide it, and then go into torpor myself. To avoid it from falling into the wrong hands. Of course I can return, but it will have to be at some time from now.
I was going to say, an intelligent ploy until you return empty-handed.
Indeed. But, for the moment, well,
I suppose it shall suffice for the moment.
Well, if I find myself, and she doesn't do quotes, but if I were to say that I have been hunted day and night and come for protection in the city and still have the item sometime afterwards, it would not be that outlandish.
There would still be questions, but we can help you answer them.
I answered them. My tracks to here and to deliverance of the item is covered for the moment.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. I notice you seem to have some concerns. Please tell me before we venture forth. You are giving off dangerous sentiments in how you compose yourself.
Exactly what is he referring to?
Don't know. He seems to be criticizing your composure.
I am not certain what you mean, but a person like you, I am certain, has a lot to teach me.
You look angry and disdainful.
Oh, my upbringing in a cloister has left my taste bitter with certain people of the cloth.
Ah, then you need not be concerned. They are nothing more than a tool.
I see.
Although I must say, I do prefer their garments.
Well, that might be the reason for my mm, distance.
Few of your particular faith take kindly to religious institution. It is understandable.
Well, for me, it is more a sense of what they stand for, what they, uh, what they prevent, what they stop, and what they imprison. So many things could be so much greater if they did not captivate them. But alas, this is a discussion for another time, when we do not have much work to do.
You are quite right. Allow me to clarify my purpose for being here. It is not purely for the tablet. If it was, well, there would be a Malaki in here and not I. I am he pauses for a moment. I am a dominion of our organization. It is my purpose to monitor events here, and when the need to act arrives, to do so. Given the presence of several very powerful elders and Methuselahs, some of which have come too close to our organization on occasion, I have been sent into the physical realm to take a more direct approach in concealing our interests here. And of course, to monitor your progress, as you are one of three of our organization in the entire county.
Ah, I see. So I am to work for you. I am sure it will be a pleasure.
You effectively fall under my purview, yes. But do not expect too many in-person meetings like this or any direct commands. I prefer to take a hands-off approach. Let the field agents do their work as they must. But when you have a new task, it will come through me. And when you must report in regards to its completion or failure, you will be reporting to me.
I understand.
We should go. This place has been unsecure for some time, and this would be... I would like for this to be the final time that we revisit it.
As you wish. Madeline will just make sure that she has all of her belongings. Nothing is left. But she has her sword still. But yeah, she just makes herself ready.
He takes out a silver knife, and he begins the same ritual that Morinth engaged in. Although you notice the verses, the lines, the incantations are very different. This appears to be a different styling on a similar ritual, or the same one. And then he stabs you with it, and simply lets you fall into the lake. He's not as forceful as Morinth.
Okay.
You emerge in the waters of the unliving city.
And I'm guessing he follows?
He does. He emerges from the water long after you do. Although he appears completely dry.
Oh. Madeline just gets up and just smiles at him and just says, "Thank you."
One day you will need to learn this power for yourself, but it is significantly advanced and out of your reach for the moment.
Well, I have always considered myself a fast learner, but well, all good things come in time. And one, at least, the subject, the student, must be ready to learn. But I am always ready to learn.
Good. The true Black Hand requires a swift transition and adaptation to ever-changing circumstances.
Of course.
I'll be delivering this tablet to a friend of ours down here.
She will follow him.
Do not take offense at some of their mannerisms and rituals.
I will not.
They may resemble that which you fear and have interacted with quite recently. But they are very much on our side, and they're as such on yours.
I understand.
You begin to walk down the changing network of streets that make up Unok. Until you make your way to a simple shack in the middle of the city. It's not, I say shack, it's not made of wood, it's a stone shack. It's a hovel. You can hear chanting. You can hear, you can actually hear the rippling of fire. and the pained moans and groans of someone inside.
Oh, this is like home. This is fine.
He simply knocks on the door and enters. It was a rather disturbing action figure. Everyone here, even those that breathe and that live, appear ashen and pale. So you see an ashen man with long silver hair. Horns sticking outside the temples of their head. Their skin lined with bronze arteries and veins. You can see their arteries and their veins through the skin, and they're all a deep dark bronze color. He does not stop. In fact, he does not seem aware of you as he continues to chant and dance around what appears to be a mortal impaled to the floor, surrounded by some sort of warding circle. Constructed with blood and chalk. You can see the same warding circle on the roof, directly above the impaled mortal, and they're groaning and moaning and crying out for help. This continues for about 5 minutes. Aldakil does not interrupt.
That
He
doesn't matter.
simply waits. And as the ritual concludes, the dancing comes to an end. The gladius that impales this man is twisted. And as their blood spills out across the floor, you can see it take a dark, black, inky tint as it ignites and burns the corpse to ash. It rouses your beast somewhat, but it is a fairly gradual process. The groans turn to screams, and eventually the mortal dies. And they die screaming. And as this figure stops, their somewhat primal stance, a little bit hunched over, a little bit feral, turns to you, very in a very sensual fashion. You just sort of whip around. Do you have it?
Madeline will just nod, but she will refer to her guide. Unless it is looking at her and asking her specifically, she will just say yes and bow her head.
Yes, we do. We have it here for you. We would like for you to see what you can glean from it. As he begins to unwrap it for the figure. Whose hands are still, they're kind of caked in the blood of this person that he just murdered. And his hands just kind of linger just about an inch above it. It must be. It must be dispelled. She can find this one. She does not say that to Alder Kill. She says that to you, Madeline.
I saw a connection between her and it, yes.
Everyone is connected to their own past. But that. She allowed you to walk away.
This was my concern as well. There were difficulties, but difficulties of another person's making. If I did not know better, I would say that she allowed me to take it. But orders are orders, and I brought it here. I know that you, well, both of you, know more, much, much more of these matters than I will ever do. Perhaps. Most likely.
Why is that it was brought to me so soon then? We must dispel it before she can find us. He begins moving rather frantically. It's very abrupt. Grabbing all manner of things. He begins mixing some strange concoction of pestle and water. He actually begins grinding the dead man's fingers into the mixture.
She will, unless he asks for help, she will just stand and let the man work.
You notice as he's doing all of this, he seems to be talking to himself.
In a language I understand?
Yeah, there's somewhat incoherent whispers. You can hear it, but there's nothing. It's as if he's talking to someone that isn't there.
Okay.
He continues to do this. He then pours the strange mixture over the over the tablet. I must have it. I need more time to make this work, to make sure she doesn't come back here with you.
What do you need of me?
You need to go back out there. I need to remain down here.
Very well.
We will need a cover story for you, Madeleine.
Quite.
We need you to keep investigating Mary the Black's activities.
I understand.
You've discovered that she is within Ebla, or that she at least intends to perform her ritual there.
And that she is perhaps in more than one location at the same time.
Bilocation is not necessarily a quality that our kind has ever possessed, but
I saw her.
it can be done with
Well,
the deal she's made.
I saw her, a black shadow through aspects of her being present, but not completely.
She exists in both the past and the present. In that place she does. She cannot detach herself from it. It is why she is here. It is why she went to the one place that should be anathema to all of our kind. And killed Michael.
Yes.
She is trying to free herself from her past, and I think from the one that she serves.
And whom, if I can know? If I cannot, I understand. But who exactly does she serve? Someone from the, well, from heaven.
I dare not speak its name lest I draw its attention.
Ah, I understand.
Names draw things.
But it
Even
is,
here.
but it is an entity not of here or
No.
the
It
skinland.
is even further below.
I see.
I can go no deeper than this, you see. To go any further, well, one finds themselves like Mary, the one that made her broken slave. This... We cannot afford this to happen to us, to me.
I understand. If you wish for me to go back and investigate, I will.
That will be your task from me. If he thinks for a moment, but then he seems to think better of something. If our friend here has anything he requires of you, he will tell me, and you will learn what he knows from me, what you need to know. The horned man begins scribbling on a piece of parchment. It's literally just a torn up piece of parchment. He begins scribbling something on it. This denotes the being that she serves. He shows you a symbol. Roll me an intelligence occult roll, diff 8.
Wow. Okay.
That's unfortunate. I feel like you've seen a symbol like this in your studies, but you are not familiar with it.
She studies the symbol a lot, takes it to mind.
These are its wards. You will know them. You will know you are close when you see them. Where she has passed. What she once kept safe from eyes like ours.
Is there a way to circumvent these?
Her power is beyond yours, but where you cannot simply walk through the door, I would suggest looking to the window instead.
I see.
Be wary. She will come looking for you when she finds that she can no longer find what she gave to you.
Well, I am a servant of yours. I should be able to protect myself at least somewhat.
I will be prepared for this eventuality. I will have options for you. As for this, he looks he just kind of gestures towards the tablet and the scribbling. When we have discovered them all, we will tell you what you need to know.
And may I ask a question? She looks to the horned guy. What language is it on the tablet? I do not recognize it.
It is old cuneiform.
I see.
Now, what will you give me in exchange for this answer?
I am certain that I possess very little that you do not already have. But assistance I can always give.
He stops, he looks. Unsatisfied. Were I a demon, I would have taken your life.
I apologize if I have offended. I am young compared to the two of you. If I am ignorant as to what I should have offered, please accept my deepest apologies.
Your repayment will be fulfilled with the completion of your stated tasks. Speaking of which, I believe our plans can work in concert with Odessa's.
I believe so too.
According to what you have discovered, they're attempting to do something similar to us, or to what we are attempting to do.
Yes. One of the 7, the other group trying to interfere. One of them, the wishing woman, Cappadocian of some age. She wishes to, again, to interrupt or disrupt the ritual. But this group of 7, I do not know of the other members and what their plans might be. But
Then this makes our task much more simple. Within a week, we'll have delivered this tablet back to you. Ensure it reaches the wishing woman.
hmm. And perhaps a suiting cover story should be that I simply can no longer find a place that is safe, and she is the only one I trust with it. And to help the city's cause.
There will be no one to witness your deceits, so it will suffice. You've already stated your desire to enter Torpor in the event that you locate and acquire one of these artifacts. It would not be a stretch to say that you simply could not find a location safe from such a creature.
That is true.
But do be prepared to be challenged on your lies.
She smiles. Such is the case for all of our blood, every night.
But especially your Primogen and Ascetites.
Yes.
The Seneschal has come too close to the truth too many times. And as for the Setites, well, allow me to just say you will not be seeing any of them within these hallowed grounds, and we can simply leave it at that. We do not deal with them.
Well,
But they will attempt to find out where you were gone with such an item, as will the usurpers, but the Setites perhaps in a more insidious fashion.
Saladrin concerns me. He followed me, and he knows way too much. In my humble opinion, he knows more than anyone else in the city that I have been able to gather. But perhaps others know more. Perhaps the Seneschal knows more, but he seems, well, to be very keen on sharing information with everyone. This is concerning. But yes, Tremere, Setites, and my own Seneschal, my own Primogen, will ask very deep questions of me. And I know of my Seneschal that I will not guarantee that I can lie to him. But I will have to prepare myself. Some of them will possess space and be able to notice when I am.
Perhaps better that when these events go unrecounted in your memory.
Perhaps.
You will need someone with that skill set. Come with me.
And we would have to make certain that it's only very few special memories are removed.
If your mind is pried open and you are compelled to reveal this place, that is not a risk we can take right now.
Quite so. I am ready.
Good. Come with me. Good day to you. He simply says to the Horned Man. The Horned Man has really just stopped paying attention to you guys at this point,
Okay.
and appears to be engaging in some sort of alchemical, rather primitive alchemical experimentation / process.
Yeah, Madeline follows him.
He takes you to the same place where you met
The matriarch.
Mm-hmm. And you see exactly the same scene as you've seen before, but with different faces. Some familiar ones. I shall allow Sarif to take things from here. Good evening, Madeline.
Good evening. I look forward to meeting you again.
As he witnesses the everybody buying at the seat of the palace to Enoch, rather within its grand halls, he simply takes his leave from the entrance to the massive to its massive halls, and yeah, he simply departs. You're left with this figure.
Madeline doesn't grovel, but almost. She falls to her knees.
And I think with that is where we can end this scene. So, Madeline falls in reverence of her high priestess, and process of you reacquiring what truly happened that night, or what perhaps rather didn't happen that night, is established.
Thank you very much, players, for playing and watchers for watching. Good night.